What's going on, everybody? So I kind of wanted to chime back in and kind of give you an update as far as the TCL QM8. Now, a lot of guys have been asking basically, hey, what's going on with this display? Like, does it look okay? Things like that. So I wanted to kind of give you more of a solid update outside of obviously just taking it out of the box and letting you know, oh man, there's some blooming here or there's some blooming there. So for starters, the first thing I had to do was unplug the television after doing the update, let it sit for a little bit, plug it back in, then do some adjustments. Now after doing those adjustments, then of course everything fell back in line and the black levels now are a lot tighter. There's a lot less blooming, so it might have just been a little firmware bug. I don't know, but either way, it's good to know that that's the case. Now, the biggest thing that I've seen a lot of comments on, people very concerned about, is the clarity. There was a massive lack of clarity. I believe that had something to do with just maybe the footage or either the day one patch. After doing the update, there is no such issue such as like a loss of resolution, which I'm relieved to say I was able to test that out with One Piece and a bunch of other various different kinds of digital media, and I had some pretty exceptional results and really enjoyed my time with this particular display. One thing I would say out the gate that is like really incredible is definitely going to be motion. Motion, for whatever reason, is one of the most fluid things I think I've ever seen on any television this year, and this is definitely tops for motion. Brightness, you're never going to want a brighter TV. This thing is ridiculously bright. I will do official measurements and see how bright, but it's pretty up there. I mean, really, all around, it's looking like a pretty heavy hitter this year, and it's definitely an ultra premium television. So as an early verdict, this is not final, okay? But it is something in case you needed an opinion now based off of everything I've been able to analyze that isn't going to change. I can say that this is definitely a more premium TV than any Samsung TV on the market right now in the LED space, any Sony TV right now in the LED space, and any LG TV in the LED space. Pretty much this is right now the top LED television to get. Now that's a bold statement to make, but it is how it is. Now the only exception to this rule would be something like maybe the Hisense U8H, because right now this particular television doesn't have a proper color management system. So if you wanted to dial in colors and get it as accurately as you could on a Hisense, you just don't have that ability. You have an RGB type mixer, and that doesn't yield the most desirable results as like the HSL method or hue saturation luminance method of adjusting all your various parameters. So you end up in a really weird spot, but either way, it looks really good. I don't have any issues with it whatsoever. And I think it's definitely something that a lot of people are going to be dazzled by for sure, especially if you're watching action content. I find that it's really fluid as far as your motion processing. Now, if you like to turn motion processing off, I don't really think that part would matter to you one way or another. All TVs, for the most part, when you turn motion processing off, perform exactly the same. You still have the same kind of jitters and jutters, so it doesn't really matter if you don't use it. So anytime I mention motion, just understand that is with the actual motion processing feature that tests actual motion, not stock value. You don't use any of the features you pay for. So I did want to throw that out there. But as far as an early assessment / first impression of this thing, it's pretty damn solid. It looks really damn good. It does need some adjustments, okay? Out of the box, it's not going to come buttoned up. I'll show you guys what it'll look like before and after I put in proper settings. It's going to be some work. There are some tips, by the way, that you can use to make this TV look even better. You can get it closer to OLED. I'll also tell you guys that in the short time that I've had this TV, been able to analyze it, you have an amazing native contrast ratio, and I mean absolutely amazing. So it was so good to the point where I thought local dimming was enabled, and it just wasn't. That's how good it is. It's very uniform. You don't have any problems or anything like that. So you guys are in for a real treat with this display. Now, again, there's a lot more ground that we have to cover. I'm sure you could tell by some of the highlights kicking off in this scene. It's just a magical experience. But obviously, I've got more work to do on this display, and I will do that work. But again, you guys have to let me know what you want me to test while I have this. And also for anybody who's considering becoming a member, make sure you let me know what settings you want me to create so that when I no longer have this display, you guys have the backlog of settings so that you can get what you're looking for out of your TV. But that being said, yeah, I'm pretty impressed, but so far so good. I want to thank you guys so much for watching the #1 brand in honesty, and until the next video, I'll see you guys later.